What is up, guys? Yellow Gamer here, and today I am bringing you guys episode number 23 of my 30-to-1 rebuild series. In the last episode, rebuild, or at least attempted to rebuild the Colorado Rockies. It didn't work out exactly for us as much as I expected. We did a pretty decent job with that rebuild, but I thought we could have done better. We're going to use these usual OSFM rosters. There is a decent possibility, though, of the next couple of episodes of us using a different roster, because I think those are starting to become a little bit outdated. And with the number 2013, we have the Philadelphia Phillies. It looked like we passed the 22nd too. The Braves at 21 now. So something about the updated roster has been much higher overall. Got the Rangers, but I mean, like I said, we're gonna be redoing the some things, so the rankings look a little bit different, but we're gonna go back to a more updated ranking of the teams. Anyways. We are going to be the Philadelphia Phillies. GM contracts will be off because I'm not intending on getting fired from this job, which is highly likely considering the fact that we're holding a management position on one of the worst teams in the major leagues. And right now we're going to start this league. We usually like to sign about 2 Japanese players in free agency. That's kind of the automatic building stone. And you guys are recommending that I trade a few C potential or a few low-end prospects for one guy, because it saves me a little bit of money. That's a B potential as well. And then go to free agency. That way you don't have to pay off the remaining. Oh, there's a number. Christian Betancourt is a 1 overall. Who dislikes this guy so much that he made him a 0 overall in the roster? Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're gonna get Yamato, who's usually pretty good, and then we get Fujinami, who's usually pretty good. So there's always the 2 guys. Let's look at this lineup though. Starting pitchers, okay. Aaron Nola, will build around him more than anything else. Maybe keep... Oh, Mark Apple, his potential really dropped. I guess he never really panned out. He was one of the top picks too, wasn't he, just a couple of years ago. Clay Buchholz, Hellickson, obviously never really panned out to the level they were supposed to. They're not that great. Buchholz had that one great year, and another good year here. So he had his moments of dominance, but it's been kind of hit or miss with him. So basically the premise of this is Vince Velasquez might pan out too, but we probably want to get rid of these 3 guys. Eichhoff, Hellickson, and Buchholz. Relieving wise, we have 3 really solid relievers, but Benoit and Nishek are pretty old, so I say we try to trade them immediately because I don't see us contending with them. So I say we try to get a prospect or MLB ready player and just get whatever we can out of them. Chris Tillman's a pretty decent pitcher that we can pull off out of that. Matt Holliday's a bit too old. Liriano, nah. I mean, maybe just 1 decent player would be nice. There we go. That's a pretty nice young reliever in Justin Wilson. That might be worthwhile. Just those guys are going to start declining, and they're probably going to retire after the season, so they're literally like worth nothing for this team. Oh, we can get a Ben Revere. Pretty solid center fielder, I gotta be honest. Get a lot of money off our roster too. Ben Revere obviously not opening up the most cap space for us. But I like Ben Revere. Yeah, we can get Ben Revere. He's on the Angels, so let's go to the Angels. Ben Revere. I have kind of a budgetary constraint, so you're gonna have them suggest that trade, then I can't actually do it. So that's interesting. That's probably because the Angels have no money. I have a lot of experience with that. Being an Angels fan, I know that we don't have any money. Gerardo Parro's not bad, maybe him, but I'm not a huge fan of his hitting, or more like his inability to hit. Lance Lynn might be a decent pitcher for us, like a back-end pitcher. Wiley Peralta's a pretty decent pitcher. Juan Lagares, so we can't do Revere, so I think honestly we'll probably go with Chris Tillman. Yeah, we'll go with Chris Tillman. So that being the case, our rotation now looks like, no, okay, come on. Well, Tillman, okay, they just put him in AAA because he's not that good. He'll need to develop a little bit, so he's still in AAA. Our lineup, let's see. Cesar Hernandez is out. We can work with him. Freddie Galvis, we can kind of work with him. Odubel Herrera. I mean, these guys aren't that old. Tommy Joseph, I know, develops a little bit, so we can hold on to him. I like Maikel Franco. He's got some potential. I mean, all these guys are decently young and good players, but none of them are obviously superstars. So we're going to do some scouting, see if we can find ourselves one of those superstars. And I'll get back to you guys in just a second once we're around the actual draft time, and we'll see what we can do. Okay guys, we're just about to reach the actual first year player draft for the rookies. We were about 13 games away. Looking at the record there on the top left, not that impressive. 21 and 31, which is probably placing us in the bottom 5 or so, if I'm just going to take a guess. We have the 8th pick. A few guys that I want. Okay. Now let's see what we can get. There's a few guys, a few great guys in which we have found. So we're going to sort first by the blue chip prospects, and the blue chips have some talent here in left field. 80 speed, 80 stealing, 80 power lefty, 70 power righty. There's like a Alfonso Soriano, and his name's Alfonso Rivas. He's like an Alfonso Soriano type left fielder. Not great contact, but he does have the power. He has the speed. He fits a pretty good list of things you want from a good player, and this guy has good speed, high 75, or not high 75, but high 70s, and obviously the 80 contact lefty. So he's about as good of a contact hitter as you're going to find in the draft. As well as having I would say, plus speed, good play vision, good play discipline. He'll probably be like a 300 hitter in the major leagues, is what I'm going to assume. We got a catcher here. He's got a lot of talent there behind the plate. A great fielding catcher, not necessarily the hitting catcher you want, but a great fielding catcher. Got a starting pitcher here. Oh my, I did not expect there to be this much talent. But a lot of blue chip talent here. The reason I'm hesitant though is we found this first baseman with 80 potential. And let me just be honest, he's got phenomenal hitting, 75 in the contacts, close to 75 in the powers, which means he's going to be an all-around stud hitter. Low 70s vision and discipline, which means he'll be able to hit there. He's got good fielding, good strength, good accuracy. He's a prototypical perfect first baseman that you would want. He kind of fits. I mean, the Phillies had Ryan Howard, and that was a really dominant team for them. And then we have this 80 potential second baseman. So we have some talent that aren't blue chip prospects. But seeing how many blue chips are still up there is really tempting me to get a blue chip prospect. I mean, he's got a really good left fielder. That doesn't happen very often. A really good left fielder like that doesn't come around super often. Same with a really quality catcher. That's pretty impressive to have a great catcher, but not super impressed with, I mean, just catchers in general. Plus, we got a secondary first baseman we could get, because this guy's 75 potential, and he also has great hitting stats. Not quite as good, not quite as high of potential either, but I guess if we get unlucky, likely that is not both those guys will get taken. So I probably want to get this left fielder, Alfonso Rivas. Unless I get Jeff Lawridge, but this guy's more of a fielding catcher. I think we need more hitting on this team. There's a lot of good pitchers, but pitchers are pretty easy to find usually. So we got Alfonso Rivas. And, oh, please don't tell me either of those guys are the guys I want. No, David Rubin was taken by the Padres. About 4 or 5 picks before me, they picked David Rivas. Oh, a great second round pick for them. So we can get the 80 potential second baseman, who is good, but he doesn't have good hitting. Or we can get the 75 potential first baseman who has great hitting. Now you guys are going to be like, well, go with the potential usually. But I think first basemen are way harder to find, like way harder, and this guy can hit the ball. So we're going to go with him. And it looks like that's the guy I want. Yeah, that's William Saldana. So they got a really good second baseman there. I don't think we have any more. I know we have a few more guys we're accurate on. We got a solid starting pitcher we can get right there. With a 2018 ETA, we'll get him. So, I mean, not the best draft for our life, but 3 solid players, I would say, that can be game changers for us. The second baseman could be decent, so we'll get him. And now, as usual, it's kind of the part where you just risk it for the biscuit. We'll just try with this guy. We got 2 more rounds, so maybe, I mean, we'll just see how many guys we have left that we can risk it with. Let's get a right fielder now. I mean, just risk it with position players primarily, because having some great position players always helps your team. Just upsetting that some guys I really wanted got taken, but I mean, that's just how it works. And look, we got lucky. One of these right fielders has 88 potential. So we actually scored on one of those guys. This left fielder is 83 potential. That's starter level. This left fielder that we got, 94 potential. Look at his speed, 95 speed and 70s power. This is a pretty quality prospect. You don't find guys with that type of stat line very often. Fred Munoz, yeah, he's basically like a DH, which sucks because we're in a national league. But if we can get his fielding up, he's already got hitting stats of a professional player. He's got the 80 potential. He's got a 70 overall already. So he could be a pretty good first baseman when it's all said and done. The 81 overall starting pitcher that we got there. Decent second baseman. We'll get him because he might end up being decent. Then a quality left fielder there. I mean, this is a pretty all-around awesome draft. If you can get 5 guys with 80 plus potential, you did it right. Let's see, anybody else we should be upset we didn't get? Let's check when we're gonna get around to it. But the Padres, they got Ruben, who only has 88 potential, so we can live. I mean, he's much better than the first baseman we got. He's got way better fielding, so he would have been a cooler prospect to have. But maybe we can flip a trade next year, first baseman for first baseman, if we throw in something else. Outside of that, we got lucky with the potential of that left fielder. He's got one of the better potentials in this whole entire draft, it appears. Oh, here's one, a 96. Oh, this Ernest Curry guy with 72 overall already. This guy's going to be a stud. Righty pitcher. We're going to have to... What team is he on? The Seattle Mariners. So we're going to pay attention to that. 98. Okay, that catcher had 98 potential. Jeff Lawridge, 98 potential for the Miami Marlins. So maybe we should have got that catcher. But if you look, he's just a fielding catcher. I mean, his hitting stats are on the 20s and 30s. So don't let the potential fool you too much. Because at the end of the day, he'll still just be a fielding catcher. And that's not really what we need. I think in this game, fielding doesn't get you that far. I think in real life it does. I just don't think in this game it does a lot for you. Michael or Odubel Herrera is buying 358. That's pretty awesome. So that being the case, we already kind of filled out our outfield based off these draft picks. Because we already have Odubel Herrera. Now we have Alfonso Rivas, who just joined him in a couple of years in the majors. And we have this right fielder, Fernando Pena. And we also got Fred Munoz, who hopefully can be a starting first baseman here pretty soon. I mean, we already have a top prospect catcher, so we don't need a catcher that bad anyways. We might be Tommy Joseph somewhere, or trade him, because our first baseman's already going to be a higher overall than him. So we'll figure it all out. But let's move on to the free agency, and let's see what we can do there. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, guys, we just finished the end of the season. Quick look at how we did. I mean, Cesar Hernandez is pretty good. Odubel Herrera about 333. That's awesome. Outside of that, Howie Kendrick probably 313, but he's getting a little bit older, 33 years old. I doubt he'll be on the team much longer. We got Vince Velasquez, who kind of led us with a 2.88 ERA. The win-loss was still kind of rough, but Eichhoff, Hellickson, I mean, all these guys did pretty decent. One thing you guys may be noticing is Aaron Nola is nowhere to be found. And that's just to go with something interesting that we did. We actually traded him away. Where would that be at? We should have transactions available to be looked at here, somewhere around here. Oh, they're not going to look at that. Anyways, we traded Aaron Nola for some prospects. We traded him for Mitch Keller, this starting pitcher prospect. He looks pretty awesome. And this shortstop prospect, Cole Tucker. Now, you guys may be wondering why on earth did we do that? And the reason we did that is because he was struggling, and based off his potential and his growth, he'll probably get to like an 85 overall. Pitchers are easy to trade for, and this guy might just develop into a better player in like 2 years. And we're going to need a couple of years to actually win a championship or compete anyway, so we might as well let this guy develop and try to be decent. Outside of that, we got a pretty good catcher that could be getting better. He could be possibly the starter next year. We got some potential on this team. We got some prospects. The positions that we're bad at, we got prospect Adam. And Mickey Moniak's one of the best prospects in the major leagues, if I'm correct. So I'm excited to see him get better. So we should have a really high potential team. With that being the case, we finished 75 and 87. Obviously not going to be in the playoffs. Let's check real quick. What pick that'll land us with? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the National League. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we'll be like a top 10 to 15 pick. Probably like, well, 10 to 12 pick to be exact. And the Angels won in the first year. That's interesting. As an Angels fan, you're not going to see me complaining. And now we have to sign all these guys. So I'm going to sign them, and then we'll get back into this episode. So I'm going to cut out for a second. When we get back, we have free agency, and we're going to try to make some big moves and see what we can do for this team. Okay, guys, I just finished the free agency, so we're going to send through all this. all this good old accepting and accept. Anyways, to look at our unsigned players, here's just a quick list. It's usually just these, like, here's an example. Taylor Featherston wants like $600,000 a year to be in AA. Those are players that you're just not going to give that much money to, because that much money with all these guys adds up to about $15 million of wasted money. Not something I'm interested in doing. Now, when it comes to signing a big name player, Jake Arrieta is always one of those guys. That'd be an interesting pickup. That would make a big difference on our team. But I don't think that's where we need to go. I think a great pitcher would be awesome, but he's 32 years old, and I don't think by the time he starts declining, if he'll make a big enough impact for our team where he's actually worthwhile getting. At catcher, we need a player, but Montero is not going to be the answer. We have a good second baseman, good third baseman, like our shortstop. I wouldn't mind getting Melky for a year. I think Alfonso Rivas at least developed down there in left field. And it's not, I mean, $6 million to allow our player to develop. I think that's worth the money. There's no solid relievers for, I mean, I think we save our money this year and we let ourselves focus more on future years. Okay, we got Melky. We let ourselves focus more on future years for big players like Arrieta and things like that once it makes more sense. Melky's already the second best player on our team. Our roster is awful. We are not going to win many games next year, but we have a lot of potential. We have a lot of prospects. With that in mind, I actually wanted to pull a couple of trades. I wanted to get the Padres. I wanted to get that first baseman. Where are you? We wanted, I have to assume they gave him a contract. Where is he? Do we not have ours yet? Okay, we just have to wait. I'm assuming the rookies become on contract at a certain point. Seems like the Rule 5. Those are never, there's literally never anybody in there. Jorge Alfaro, who's our top prospect 4. Barreto is actually a top prospect too. But we have already a really good shortstop with shortstop with potential, and JP Crawford is getting a lot better. And a catcher's a pretty tough quality position to get, so they're not going to screw me out of that one. Do we have our first baseman yet? Fred Munoz. Okay, yep, we do. So we're going to go to the Padres now. They have Will Myers. Okay, where is this guy for them? You're not going to trick me and tell me that they forgot to sign this dude. Could you imagine how much of a L they would take if they forgot to sign that guy? He was a first baseman. He was in the 70 overalls. I mean, he'd be like this guy, Swahe, but it's not him. Okay, we'll just keep simming and see what happens. But it's a bit odd that he's not on that team. If only I could remember his name, that would help a lot, but can't quite place my name or place my finger on it. Okay, Padres one last time. Okay, dude, I swear I don't see. Or was it not the Padres? Are you guys shaking your head right now? Because it's not the Padres. They got Lawridge. I remember that. It was the Nationals who got David Rubin? That's not. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. I think the Padres must have got rid of him. Our injury situation. Don't tell me my team's doing this again. The injury situation. Here we go again. We're going to sign some free agents. I'll see you guys in a second. We're going to have to do that trade. 1 second. Okay, the end of another season. This time finishing 78 and 84. 3 games better than the previous season. Which is actually surprising because I didn't think we'd be getting that much better. Vince Velasquez, though, 10-6 with a 2.76. He's filling out to be exactly the pitcher we want. Jared Eichhoff with a 2.98. None of these pitchers pitched all that bad. We got the rookie Jason Noren, who we drafted just last year, finishing 9-12 with a 3.78. That's a pretty awesome rookie season. Solid lefty right there. Maybe he won Rookie of the Year. Let's see. Okay, I don't care about that. No, he didn't. Kershaw, obviously, the Cy Young. Who won Rookie of the Year then? David Rubin did, the guy we wanted from the Nationals. He's now an 83 overall. Are you serious? Look how quickly he's developing. Good for them. They got one of the better prospects in the draft. Rubin was obviously a guy I was considering, but we went with Alfonso, that one other guy. Maybe that was going to come back to bite me. It looks like it may end up being the case, because this guy can definitely swing the bat. But that's the case so far, so we'll figure out the rest of it here in free agency. Our team's going to probably look the same as it did. I haven't made any moves, so we're going to go into free agency, try to make a few more moves, try to sign a few guys. I'll see you guys in a second once we have the opportunity to sign some big name players. Okay guys, we just made it through another season. We signed everybody we actually wanted to sign. The only people we didn't sign were Hector Neris and Brandon Liebrandt. A few other guys we didn't sign were Jeremy Hellickson, and there's one other guy. He wasn't that good, but they're not showing them because it's the open free market and they're free agents. So with that being the case, it's a pretty big free agency class here, obviously capped off by one of the best hitters we've seen in quite some time. Obviously a young, talented player too, named Bryce Harper. So that's one of those dudes that I would give a max contract for multiple years to, because he is young and he is talented. So in right fielder's position we need, because we got rid of Michael Saunders, so this might work out perfectly for us. Let's see. Maximum roster size. Well, then looks like a player is bound to be released. We'll release a few just to avoid any conflict there. I know you're releasing a player makes you sign the end of, or pay the end of their contract, but these guys are only getting paid 60K, so I doubt it's gonna make a huge difference. Bryce Harper, we'll give you 10 years, a player option. Fortunately, he's still not all that interested, is he? Don't have a good pitching stat, or a good, we don't have a staff that he'd be interested in. I'll give you all 15 years, dude. I'll have you till you retire. He's still more interested, though, in the Nationals contract, which does make sense. Goldschmidt never really asked for a lot of money, so he also is kind of a player that low-key might be a steal. I mean, $20 million a year for Goldschmidt, I would pay that money. Which we'll have to figure out, because we do already have a quality first baseman. But we might try him around some different positions. That quality first baseman I'm talking about is, in fact, the rookie Fred Munoz, who developed into an 82 overall. So, with that being the case, let's actually move him to the MLB. I was all freaking out about the really good player the Nationals got, David Rubin. He's 83, but actually Fred Munoz is just right behind him at 82. But we can always try Goldschmidt at a different position, or we can try him at a different position. We'll always be able to figure it out. Matt Harvey's a bit older at 30. I don't know if we want him to be the kind of the ace of our pitching staff. It wouldn't hurt, but I don't know if we want him to be that. Zach Britton would be pretty good. We do need a closing pitcher. We have some money. I kind of have to admit, I like this free agency class. A lot of our prospects developed, so we don't need a whole lot of positions nearly as bad as we once did. Bryce Harper, though, is kind of the highlight of this class for us. I might just intentionally just... I think it's time that we... probably about that time that we upgrade our coaching staff. So with that being the case, yeah, we'll just... If we upgrade our manager... We did assign Goldschmidt, though. Yankees signed Bryce Harper, 8-year, $207 million deal. Zach Britton's no longer interested, though, and he's got some big offers, so we're not going to compete there. We didn't sadly... Okay, Bryce Harper's one of those guys that you would really like to get, but Goldschmidt's still a great player, although he's 31. He'll be great for another 3 or 4 years, which should make our team a bit more interesting for our fans. With him, we still need some pitching, though. Okay, you know what? We can dump money into some pitching. I wouldn't mind a Dallas Keuchel, to be honest. We lose our draft pick because of it, though. Well, I'm sure we lost our draft pick because of Goldschmidt, though, so... Is that worth it? Probably. Yeah, probably. We can trade for relievers. We don't need to give them all that money. Outside of that, we actually have a pretty decent team. A lot of our team is just top prospects. Even Mickey Moniak became really good, 79 overall. We're going to move him to right field probably, so we can fill in that right field position that we need to get better. So let's just move him to right field right now. No, I didn't mean to make him a push hitter. General. He's going to be a right fielder, which I don't think should do anything to his overall. And went down 1 point. So let's see, with that being the case, Josh Donaldson would be pretty lit too. He isn't declining yet. Be assaulted. I mean, that would make our team actually a contender. If we give him 3 years instead, it won't really hurt us because he shouldn't start declining till a little while in. That'd make our team really good if he was our third base. Or we have Michael Franco though. I mean, we're gonna have to we're gonna flip some positions around though. Things will get really interesting on this roster. I just want to have some star players. That's why we're giving Keuchel and yeah, we got to Keuchel. We reach our maximum roster size again. Okay. I don't care if you're getting 560k. I can't have you on this team, and I don't want you on this team. So, send a couple of guys there. Or get rid of those guys. And now, I mean, I'm surprised we even have this much money, to be honest. Oh wait, we want to make that a 3-year contract, and then give him a little bit more money to make up for it. And Josh Donaldson got some fucking mega $1 million contract from the Tigers that I wasn't paying attention to. So we're not going to land him as a prospect, but I'll live with it. It probably wasn't the best option anyways. I just got kind of carried away with how good this free agency class was. And with how much money we have. Why do I have 18 million? Oh, that's the qualifying offers. You guys mentioned to me. We have $18 million in qualifying offers. What was that about anyways? Somebody keeps explaining it to me and I keep forgetting every time, so I kind of feel bad, but it means something. I hope it, I mean, I guess it means what? We're losing $18 million. That kind of sucks. Well, this is a pretty good coach. I mean, we need a good coach, so why don't you want to coach for me? Like me. Okay, there we go. So we get a solid coach, which should help our ties to getting free agents. We'll have the 11th pick. I mean, the thing is I need a closer. I need a reliever, so that's going to be kind of a big trade for us, is trying to get a reliever and some closers. Now we got to figure something out, though. Goldschmidt. Munoz. I mean, oh me, oh my. Where are we going to put some of these players? Moniak, you need to be in the majors. We're looking at top prospects. Mitch Keller's number 3, the guy we traded for, that pitcher we traded. We're 78 over now. Wow. We might need to call him up. Mickey Moniak's number 2. Those other guys won't be showing up because they start off the season in the majors. So we can call up either him or Fujinami, whose potential's been dropping. I think we should call him up, give him a chance here in the majors. Got a pretty decent rotation already. I already like this rotation because I like Norin, the rookie that we got the year before. I like Vince Velasquez. I like Dallas Keuchel. Eichhoff is, I don't like his potential, but he's been doing great for us. We need relievers, we need a closer, and we have a decent lineup. So let's get relievers and a closer in a trade and see if we can maybe contend at least for a playoff spot. This team here, the Giants have some relievers for sure. Get rid of Tillman. Plus, he makes a lot of money. Yamada, we don't need him because I like Cesar Hernandez, even though Yamada's good. So we can find a different alternative for second base. Get some prospects there, some second base prospects. But that's still not enough. I still need more pitching skill. I really do. I do think relievers win championships. I firmly believe that. And with that belief, Braves have some solid players. These guys shouldn't be that tough to trade for. They look pretty solid. We'll trade Cole Tucker, the shortstop we got a couple of years ago. And here we go. A couple of prospects. Nick Williams is pretty good. I like him. I don't really want to give him up. But for some solid relievers, it's worth it. And now we just need one closer. And a closer. I mean, finding one that's worth the money is going to be the tough part. Like, finding one that's more worth than just... Oh, we can get rid of Tommy Joseph. We don't need him. We had Tommy Joseph in, like, don't want to get rid of those closers. Do we have any star? We should have some pitching prospects now. Zach Eflin. I'm fine with giving up him. And no, I didn't mean to get rid of Avilon. Maybe some super low-key pitching prospect down here. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of Mitch Keller either. Ooh, if we got rid of Derek Law, but I like him. He's I mean, he is our star reliever. Oh, this is tough. I need Eichhoff a little bit too much. Maybe Edwin Diaz, maybe not the guy to get. Colin Herrera is pretty nice. He should be easier to get. How about Kimbrel? He doesn't do that good in this in simulations in this game, looks like. Oh, Kenley Jansen I know is a monster. But that's just as difficult as getting the other one we're gonna get. Wade David, he's a bit older. Reese Familia. See the one who got removed for PEDs? Was it him or was it somebody else? So he's only 28 for just Tommy Joseph and Fujinami. Okay. Yeah, sounds like a deal to you. It sounds like a deal to me. That being the case, our lineup now looks like this. We have Duhara, Moniak, Goldschmidt, Munoz, who can obviously swing the bat. He's playing DH. Without a DH, though, how are we running him? He's off the bench. I don't like that because they know he has talent. And our second basemen don't. Wait, why do they have Hernandez? Is he just that bad against lefties? I guess so. Yeah, so they're not having him play against... Wait, no, this is against... Oh, no, he's that good against lefties. They don't have him play against righties. Against lefties, it's all him. Interesting. I don't know if that's worthwhile, though. I'd rather just have continuity and keep Hernandez in the lineup. Or I would try to find a way to... I would really like to find a way to convert either Munoz or Goldschmidt to second base, but I don't really want to do that because it doesn't make a lot of sense. Munoz, just his fielding is so bad, but we'll try to work on his fielding by putting him in fielding drills. Until then, I don't think drafting is the way to go from this point on. We already lost our pick from the qualifying offer. So I don't think drafting is the way to go to rebuild this team from this point on. Now I think it's just trades and free agency. I think we're about that point, and hopefully some development. So I'll spend about half the season, and then I'll show you guys where we're at, and then we'll figure it out from there. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, we're halfway in the season, or right before the All-Star game, I should say. But we're last in our division at 40 and 48, which doesn't make sense because we have the 6th ranked team. We're just not playing all that well. Let's check what's going wrong. Dallas Keuchel was 9-1. It's not him. Vince Velasquez with a 2.34. I don't think it's him. Jason Norton has a bad win-loss, but his ERA is not bad. Mitch Keller is struggling as a rookie. And then we have this guy, Chris Stefanski. Why is he... I like Eichhoff. I'd rather have Eichhoff pitching. These guys are a reliever anyways. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Our bullpen is pretty trash, which is surprising because that's exactly what we traded tons of prospects for. Oh, I guess we just pray it gets back on track, because I'm not going to try to flip more trades. Paul Goldschmidt's doing his job. A tough rookie season for Rivas out there in right field. Why is Moniak coming off the bench? He's about equivalent to Rivas in how they're producing. Good season for Melky, batting over 300. A good season for JP Crawford, batting 281. we need to piece it together. So we're gonna keep simming it to the end of the season, and then I'll show you guys what our record is, and then we just try to figure it out from there, I guess, because I think we have the talent now. It's just really just piecing it together and producing. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, guys, we just finished the season 77-85. I believe that's about equivalent to how last year's season ended. But I'm not concerned. I know there might be some room for concern, but I feel pretty good. To look at overalls, Mitch Keller, looks like he went up to an 86. Vince Velasquez now at 84. Keuchel an 88, and Jason Noren met him at an 88 overall. So we have two solid lefties now with Keuchel and Noren, who developed very quickly, I must say. Bullpen's still looking good overall wise. The way they performed, maybe not so much. JP Crawford went to a 90. Fred Munoz went to a 92 overall? Are you kidding me? He didn't have A potential. Look at his hitting stats. He has like Hall of Fame hitting stats. Goldschmidt also is a phenomenal hitter. We got Maikel Franco. He's upset. Why is he upset? 'Cause he's on the bench. Okay, that makes sense. We'll try moving Munoz to second base and just see what it does to his overall. Why is our catcher him? What happened? Why is he in AAA? What the hell are we doing? It's 85 overall. Why did we move him to AAA? Look at his stats increasing. 85 overall now. He's in AAA for some reason. Maybe that's a contributor on why we did so bad. Alfonso Rivas, 80 overall now. Didn't bat that great. Moniak got a lot better too. He's 263. Okay. You know, I feel good about this lineup though. That's huge improvements overall wise. Munoz became the best player on our team. How about Ruben went to an 84. He hit 21 home runs, so he did just fine for them. Munoz hit 19, batted 291 though, so I'm excited. We'll try to move him. Let's move him to second base. I don't think this is cheating by any chance, moving his position. I have the right to do that as an owner of my team. So we're moving him to second base at 89 overall now. We need to work on that fielding even more next season. Try to get that fielding to like 70 and the arm strength to like the mid 60s maybe is ideal. The hitting is fine, obviously. We just want Goldschmidt happier so he can actually play the position that he's supposed to be playing, which is, well, at least have him be a starter, which, because we can't have the best of both worlds because he is because we're in the National League, we can't have a DH and we can't just move Munoz to a DH. That being the case, they want to give me a bullshit trade that doesn't change anything. I'm not going to listen to that. My farm director, my hitting coach, and my first base coach look like all retired. So did this random dude that I don't care about. So let's see. Let's hire a coach while on camera so you guys know what we want to do here. Good power and contact improvements. That's awesome. We'll get him some money. You guys may be wondering, why do you give? I give a lot of money to guys. I know with coaches I get carried away. +3 speed, money. I'm gonna give you that money. Contact, the power. +3 power from this guy. So if we got both this coach and this coach, all the guys' power on our team will go up +5. And their contact will go up +2 from this guy. Or +3 from this guy. So their hitting would become much better. In terms of contracts, we got some big guys we need to resign though. We got Munoz, Crawford. So remember, last year we had enough money to sign a max deal. But with how many big free agents we have this year, that might not be the case again. So we're going to sign these guys. I don't know. Should we sign Melky? Batted 290. He's declining. I don't know. We might not re-sign Melky. But I do want to emphasize, yeah, we might lose all our money. But if we have any extra money, I'm excited to hopefully get a max offer and make this team a little bit better. So I'll see you guys in just a second when we're done signing these players. Okay, guys, it is free agency time, and I have to say, I don't really think we have any money. Okay, I'm gonna sign this guy real quick. I don't think we have any money. We need to hire a first base coach. We don't have really any money to do it though, so we might have to settle for like a B attribute coach, like that. Do we have that much money? We can't even afford that. Okay. I don't want to get a C potential coach. That's not good. I can't afford to fire him. I didn't want to. 8 point. Oh, geez, we have literally no money. Okay, now we just keep scrolling down. What's up with my team thinking that for some odd reason? I have an interest in getting rid of my manager. They really want me to fire that guy. We can't afford that little of money. Are you serious? So you guys are now watching the struggles of, that's one struggle of having a really talented lineup, which we've now assembled, is that we don't have the money to sign fucking any coaches. Dude, nobody's interested in my contract. We don't even have that much money, do we? I might just sim and have a CPU get my coach. I don't think we have any money. It was a good draft class, or a free agency class too. There was, I mean, Jose Altuve was in it. You guys just saw him get taken. I think somebody else that was big got taken too earlier. I don't remember who it was though. By the way, so Munoz, I mean, this team is really good. Gold's just gonna get back to where he should be. 'Cause he's gonna be a star again. Yeah, it's gonna come back, but yeah, okay, we're moving to MLB. I don't know what the hell you're doing in AAA. It doesn't make any sense. This team's really good though. Our team is really good. Like, I'm really happy with how we built this team. Be one more quality starter would be nice, but we'll live with it. We got some potential down here. Rivera's getting a lot better. Look at those stats; those are increasing really quickly. But these guys only have B potential, so maybe if they become high 80s, we might be all right. Rivera should be an 88. But that's what his potential was when we drafted him. If he lives up to that, we should be all right. Hopefully he can get to like 85 or 86 after the season. I'll say that our hitting is really good, so that's kind of what we need to live and die by. So I'm gonna have just a CPU center coach as Felix Hernandez goes to the Red Sox. With that being the case, I'm gonna now sim till about halfway through the next season, and I'll see you guys then, as we probably make a few trades and see what we can do to improve this roster and make at least a playoff fight. So I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, the season just ended. I said before we cut out that I was going to sim to about midway through the season and make some trades, but we actually had a trade come to us. We had to trade one of our potential prospect pitchers, Sixto Lezcano, in order to get a reliever, and Corey Neville. It was not even that good. It really just, we didn't really need Lezcano, so we just traded him to get whatever we really could out of him. So still a pretty solid relieving core, a solid closer. I mean, just look at this. So if we go to this, we are ranked the #1 team in the major league. So I don't know what exactly is influencing things that are making us play so bad. I don't know if I'm getting some of that bad MLB 17 the show juju that's just somehow making my team play bad. But quickly go through the stats here. Just some players aren't performing like their stats reflect how they should perform. By the way, Mitch Keller pitched just a few games ago. He is our best pitcher. But it does concern me a little bit having him on the mound, but I don't see another pitcher I'd rather have on the mound than him. Even though he might be a little bit tired. But we're going up against Madison Bumgarner, who's notoriously one of the greatest postseason pitchers that we've seen in our era, just following some of his performances in the recent Giants postseason, especially the most recent time when they won the World Series. Bumgarner was a big influence on that, and he finished the season 19-5 with a 2.68. So if we're going to go with likelihood, we are not walking out of this game with the win. But we'll see what happens, and we're going to sim right through it right now. Okay, never mind. We were going to win 3-2 against Bumgarner. There we go. Okay, there we go. Let's see how this actually panned out. With our team, Munoz batted 3 for 4. Michael Franco knocked home 2 RBIs and a home run. Munoz did a triple, which is funny because his speed is awful, as well as an RBI. So Bumgarner went 6 innings with 2 earned runs, which is not that impressive. Keller went 6 innings with 2 earned runs as well, which is obviously just as unimpressive as the same performance. So Rolando Rivera, I have to say, developed really quick. You see he's now on 87. He hit that potential, or his max potential, really quick. But we'll probably run a 3-man rotation. We'll figure out. We have like a pretty consistently good rotation. We have a really good rotation. Just no real like main ace that we can just trust to dominate, which is the real stress of it. But the lowest batter in our lineup is at 81, and if we don't count Herrera or Melky, I mean, most of these guys are in the high 80s to low 90s. Like our team is really good. Oh god, another game 5 against Clayton Kershaw. You gotta be shitting me. And he's got 7 innings under his belt on this postseason. and that was against us. He didn't give up a run. So let's sim this real quick and see what happens. Oh my goodness. By some miracle, we went up against the 2 best lefties in the National League. I don't even think that's debatable. Maybe the best 2 left-handed pitchers in the whole league, discounting Chris Sale, and maybe some other guys I'm not thinking of. We went up against Kershaw and Bumgarner, taking big wins against both of them to push us on further and further in this postseason. This series, it appears, Rivera went 6 strong innings without giving up a run. 11 strikeouts, got 2 runs, but neither of which were earned. 11 strikeouts, and we got 6 runs and 10 hits in 4 innings against Kershaw. That's just not something you're going to do every day, so obviously I'm going to be stoked with our team's ability. Goldschmidt was batting leadoff. He went 4 for 5, but why the hell is he batting leadoff? What are we doing? What are we doing here with Goldschmidt batting leadoff? Okay, yeah, no, we're gonna work this around a little bit. We just have no guys that can hit against lefties, I guess. But I think Mickey Moniak's still a better leadoff decision than Goldschmidt. I like Goldschmidt at 2. I do actually like Goldschmidt at 2. And Munoz, who can just crack hits at 3, then Rios, who can hit dingers at 4. I think that makes more sense than having him lead off. But, ooh, back-to-back big wins on the road. Or actually, that would have been at home, isn't it? Yeah, that's at home. Oh, great. So now we're going back-to-back on the road against Chicago, where we split 1-1 in the last series, or in the last 2-game stretch. Who do we want on the mound this game? We have Norton, but I'd rather move Mitch Keller up a couple of starts. I'd rather move all these guys up a couple. Or Vince Velasquez, how's he doing in the postseason? Dallas Keuchel's doing awful. 0-3 with 8.1. Rivera's struggling. Keller's doing great, so we want to give him a chance to rest maybe one more day. But so it's between Velasquez and Norton. Norton's for some reason having a weird decline right now. Didn't have a great season. Velasquez is a bit older. Maybe we should trust him. Being one of the only guys who's been on the Phillies this whole time. Can he bring the Phillies home a win? He can. A 12-3 victory here will push us into the World Series to give us a chance to bring the Phillies their first World Series in some years. I don't remember. I think they won with Howard back in like 08 or something. I believe that's the last time. Either way, now we're going up against the Texas Rangers. The team that I didn't really expect to see here, I'll be honest. And we're going with our normal lineup, or a normal rotation. We'll have Velasquez back at the 4. Mitch Keller, Dallas Keuchel. We're going to let Keuchel keep pitching. We got to let him try to pitch through the slump. We know he's a great pitcher. He's in that 0-3 with 8.1 ERA. We know he's better than that, so we got to give him some faith, give him a chance. Rolando, I mean, obviously he's a rookie, so that's where most of the scary stuff comes in. He's an 89 overall though, so he's still a great pitcher. It's scary having him on the mound. We're in a 1-game win with Mitch Keller. He's just been phenomenal for us. Keuchel, once again, it won't be him who takes the loss. Keuchel actually, how did Keuchel pitch individually? He only pitched 2 innings for some reason. I'm assuming he went down with an injury, and is that what happened? Did he go down with injury? No, he just pitched 2 innings. That does not make any sense. They just decided to just pitch him 2 innings. Corey Knebel, the guy we traded for at midseason, is 4-0 in the postseason. Turned out to be a pretty big pickup. Jason Norrens, we don't want him pitching this game. I don't think I want him getting any postseason starts. So let Velasquez take over. He's going to lose that game. But Mitch Keller coming back to go 3-0 in the playoffs now. An 11-5 victory against Danny Salazar. Let's see who went up big this game. I mean, 11 runs. Who came up big? Crawford at the leadoff spot at 4 RBIs. Just if you look at we have 4 guys batting in like the 300s and pretty good 300 range too. So we're doing pretty good there. Crawford had 2 home runs. So now I have Keuchel on the mound and Rolando Rivera. Now I love Keuchel, but Tyson Ross is having a great postseason. That's who he's going up against. But I like having these guys back to back on our staff. I think even though we will be the away team in these back-to-back games, I think this puts us in a chance where we should be the World Series champion. But I'm scared of putting Keuchel on the mound. I don't know what the better option is, Keuchel or letting Noren pitch a game. Keuchel's been struggling so much, but you have to go with what you know. And what I know has been Keuchel this whole season. And although my gut, or just statistically, Keuchel says he'll be worse, my gut tells me you gotta trust Keuchel. We paid a lot of money for him. Like, we're paying him $13 million a year for him to pitch in this game. This is the game we need him for. He is the ace of our rotation, salary-wise. We spent a lot of money for him. We have a great relieving core, so if he does bad and for some reason decides to pitch 2 innings and sub himself out like last game, we should still be able to make it through. We have great hitting. Somebody needs to come up big this game. Who can do it? Dallas Keuchel. Okay, he's going to come out here. He's going to get the win. Didn't pitch a great game, but our hitting is what is going to come up big, like I mentioned. Keuchel, 6 innings, 4 runs. That's an awful performance. That's 6 ERA. Yeah, that's a 6 ERA. That's not good. But we got 6 runs on Tyson Ross, who's having a great postseason. The highlight of today's game, Munoz, Goldschmidt, Franco, all 3 of them hitting home runs. Goldschmidt 4 RBIs. Goldschmidt probably will be the MVP. Yep, MVP of the National League and World Series MVP. Look at this, postseason MVP, 375, 5 home runs, 18 RBI. I mean, so it means that what that means, the free agency guys we got were worth the money. Clayton Kershaw, a guy we were able to come up big against, even though he did win the Cy Young Award. We came up big in Game 5 of the NLDS, which is what knocked the and he won MVP too, which would knock them out of the playoffs. So us going up big against the MVP and the Cy Young, Clayton Kershaw, is really what made a difference. Funny enough, if you look at the bottom right, the last 2 years have been MVP winners that were pitchers, which is very weird. The Rookie of the Year was Rolando Rivera. I mean, we had a great team. We really put this team together. I'm happy to say that that can be the end of the rebuild then, now that we actually won a championship. Look at this team though. Derek Law, 88 overall reliever. We have 85. We have a 90 overall closer, an 84 and 81. We came out big, a 4-0 record in the playoffs. And then Keuchel, who was able to pull it all together towards the end, kind of, sort of. Rolando Rivera, who was a rookie who developed great for us to go up to an 89 overall here in the most important season of his career, which will be his rookie season and his MVP season. How many players win the Rookie of the Year and win the World Series in the same year? That's pretty crazy. With a +4 to his K9, he has a 99 strikeout per 9. So he was striking out a lot of hitters, I have to assume. Mitch Keller, who turned out to be the ace of our rotation after drafting him and having an 8-12 rookie season, coming back to be 13-8 with 3.81 ERA, but more importantly than that, he is a playoff pitcher. He is like a Madison Bumgarner going 3-0. The 3 ERA is not dominating, but he won every game I recall having him pitch, especially the big games, which is really what mattered most. Vince Velasquez coming out there, finishing 1-0, doing his job. We just needed him to win that one game for us, and he won that game for us to really let Keller pitch Game 1 of the World Series, which actually made way more of an impact than it may seem. With that being the case, J.P. Crawford bat 316 with 6 home runs. Mickey Moniak 329 with 4 home runs. Fred Munoz 347 with 4 home runs with 14 RBIs as well. Fadja Rivas kind of struggled, but he's a third year actually. Okay, we've had him for a while. Finishing great though. He had a 2020 club type of season, 27 home runs, 23 stolen bases that year, which is what we got him for. We didn't get him for the average. We got him because the dude can steal bases and the dude can hit home runs. Pretty cool player to have, a pretty unique skill set. Goldschmidt, obviously the playoff MVP with a 388 batting average of 6 home runs. Michael Franco, 279, 6 home runs. So we have some big home run hitters, and the real issue in terms of hitting was the end of our lineup where Melky and Jorge Alfaro didn't really contribute a whole lot, but Alfaro had his great fielding stats when you look at that, so that's probably where he contributed more of his abilities. But with that being the case, that will be the end of the season, the end of the rebuild, and we did it pretty quick, about 4 years in, and we were able to make this team phenomenal. It's always nice reflecting on this team, all the changes we were able to make this team a World Series team. At the end of this, we have 690 plus overalls, soon to be 7 or 8. With all these overalls, it might be 9 or 10. We just had a great couple of drafts and some great potential players that were really developed. I mean, Munoz being the best hitter I've ever drafted in a rookie draft. I don't know how he got so good. The Nationals, they had this guy Ruben, who I guess we made the right pick because although Ruben does look good, he's already declining, which makes no sense. He had a pretty good season, but it looks like we made the right pick here. Going with Munoz, who will turn out to, at this pace, with his stat line, he could possibly be one of the better hitters of MLB history. So that will be the end of this episode, though, and of this rebuild. If you guys enjoyed, I really would like it if you guys click the like button below. Make sure to comment your opinion of the series and what I could do to make more interesting in the comment section below. And lastly, subscribe if you haven't already to stay tuned to this series and other series I got going on my channel. I've had a whole lot of support on this series, honestly probably the most support I've ever had during any series, and it's really, like I said in some previous episodes, it really is a lot of motivation to keep pushing, to keep going, to keep grinding, because you guys are really making it worth the while. And words can't really put in any possible meaning on how much that means to me, because it's, you know, obviously there's a hobby, it's a lot of fun for me, but it means a whole lot more when I know that you guys are enjoying it, and you guys are making it possible by me for me by constantly watching and liking the videos and making this an actual hobby that that I can do with a purpose. It really means a lot. So without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next episode, and peace out.